more. Let's elaborate. How does this all begin? How did it start?
What happens with child-headed households, and especially down there in South Africa, is that what happens is both parents typically die of either HIV/AIDS or tuberculosis, and it leaves all the younger children in the family without parents, and it normally leaves the oldest sibling, who's normally sort of in their teens or early teens, to look after not only all the younger siblings, but also a lot of times aging grandparents. And they do this with no resources, no access to money, and the problem is further compounded in this particular geographic area that we're servicing, in that it borders Mozambique and Swaziland. So a lot of refugees come into South Africa seeking work and employment and all of that, and they end up having their children in South Africa, but the kids are born with no ID documents, which means that the South African government doesn't necessarily want to take responsibility for them, and their country of origin doesn't want to take responsibility for them either. So these kids find themselves in a situation where basically they can't access any government help, they can't go to school, there's no funding for them. They're pretty much in no man's land with no access to anything.
What do you think that these children and the Gratitude Project are able to do for these children? Like, while they're there in South Africa, what are you doing and extending to them?
Noelia, you might want to speak about the 1111 program that you researched and put together.
Yes, I've been in touch with Hannes, our person in South Africa, and I wanted to understand about how we can help them to create a more of a secure meal for them. And we put together a plan with $11.11 per month, and that will feed 4 to 6 people per week.
That's amazing.
Yes, so it's a little bit for us, it means a lot for them. And that's one of the things that we launch in these 9 months that we've been together.
Pressure of being child-headed household. Explain so viewers can understand. I mean, we here in the United States, a lot of the children are blessed. I mean, we have proms, we have all these things that they're worried about, cell phones, and you have the pressure of being a child-headed household. How do you feel, and how can you relate? How did you feel at that time, and how could you relate to them?
Well, at the time I felt really alone, and that's what our motto is, no child stands alone, because there are people in the world that love them and support them, and we're there for them where nobody else is willing to help. So that way they feel that at least someone in the world loves them, and they matter. So
yeah. The event. Let's talk about this amazing event. I loved the event. There was dancing. There was a bunch of people with amazing hearts that came to show gratitude to this project. So tell me, how did this event get started? Why did you do this event?
Well, we knew, part of the project is supporting the child-headed households in Nkomazi, South Africa. And then we also knew that a big part of this project is also the creation of community through Ubuntu, and really introducing and re-reminding everyone that we have it in proximity all the time, but it does require us taking an active choice to turn towards our humanity. No matter what we're going through, or if we're fearful and conflict, uncertain. And so a big part of the project has been that, holding space weekly for the community of volunteers who come with a passion and motivation to want to make a difference in the world, but really having that we can locally, right here, right now, do something, as well as remember our humanity, that on the other side of the world, we're just as connected. And the things we're needing might differ a little bit of the resources that are needed in Nkomazi, but here in South Florida, we really saw we need more Ubuntu. And so the event, we chose to do it on 11/11, so that we could also have a beautiful moment of gratitude ceremony at 11:11 p.m. on 11/11, kind of bringing the energy of synchronicity that we all do have these moments that we can turn towards one another and really feel that connection and humanity that's running through us all the time. So that was the inspiration for the event, and even just the way it all came together. It was all sorts of hands that, you know, put their hands up to say, I want to help, I can, you know, bring this, or I can help, you know, drum, there were musicians from all over that came together for their first collaboration as part of the 11/11 event for the Gratitude Project.
Just a way
Share Ubuntu.
Share Ubuntu.
Share Ubuntu.